Wow. Okay, so Battle Hour announced two things. First and foremost, they announced a anti-revive BEERUS. We're going to talk about that briefly because I didn't really talk about it. And they announced the Zenkai for this guy, which we're going to talk about as well. If you are hype for these characters coming, hit that thumbs up and let me know in the comments down below what you are excited about, how you're going to be using these characters, are you going to be pulling, etc. Obviously, we need to know more. There is going to be a video and stuff coming up on the 22nd, and then following that, the characters will be coming out. So they're coming out soon, at least one of them anyway. I don't know if the Zenkai will be next week. That might be what happens. That's typically what they do. But BEERUS should be coming out in a few days. Anyways, speaking of BEERUS, he is the anti-revive character. I remember on a 5-9 podcast, it's got to be like 8 months ago with me, Goresh, and Rai, we talked about that, and they were like, no, it probably wouldn't happen. And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. But one thing that's interesting that's happened since then is they have been dropping a lot more characters that truly hate on the revival mechanic and get a lot of perks. And some of them are good, some of them aren't as good. Like Piccolo's is kind of whatever, in my opinion, if I remember correctly. Anyways, they've been dropping a lot of perks for anti-revive characters. And revive characters have, since the introduction of Gogeta's unique equip, have largely not truly been in a ton of matches. Now, they're kind of seeing a resurgence because Frieza's really good and he's in a lot of matches because LOE is actually one of the best teams in the game, which is crazy to say out loud. So nonetheless, though, revive characters have been getting hate for a while. Let's just start by saying that. Next, the problem with anti-revive is the characters, most of them, are truly pretty average to bad pre-revival. And that's just it is what it is. That's the key difference with like endurance, is that you get the character at their best the whole match most of the time, unless there's some restrictions. With a revival, you're getting a watered down version of the character that's clearly meant to just hold you over until they get defeated. They try not to make them too good. Maybe they're a little squishy, whatever the case is, so they can die. But the value in having that extra life, whether it's endurance or revive with rushes and things like that, is what led to once upon a time getting anti-endurance, endurance nullification, stuff like that. And now we're seeing that shift to anti-revive. Now, do I think that'll be heavily restricted? Yes. I'm talking maybe BEERUS has to be your last man standing, things like that. They are going to probably restrict the hell out of that to where people don't feel cheated, but make two assumptions going forward. One, BEERUS will not be the last character that will nullify revives. Even if it takes another 4 or 5 months, he will not be the last character. And two, going forward, they'll probably loosen the restrictions on that, because games typically, you need to understand this, these games typically create a problem and sell you the solution. That is typical in gacha format. They will produce broken characters and sell you the counter later on. They will produce X mechanic and sell you the counter later on. That is how these games work, because they're designed to frustrate you with said mechanic. Are you tired of playing a billion matches that go completely to timer because they've got 3 revive characters? Not very common, obviously. SS4 Gogeta would eat that team alive, but just an example. Well, here you go. Here's your solution. Just go ahead and summon for your BEERUS, and in the future it'll be easier to do, blah blah blah, other characters, BEERUS will be more common, etc. So I don't love it, but it is what it is, and I'm not truly surprised, is what I'm trying to say. Let's talk about Vegeta. So speaking of problem and solution, Vegeta is probably one of the most powerful characters that you would expect to pop up at this time. And what am I talking about? In the current meta, there are characters that are running rampant, and they are blue. So there's that. And they are also the tag character, which is weak, wouldn't you know it, to green. But let's take it a step further. Vegeta was a character I was scared of getting a Zenkai because I hate the no switch mechanic. It's a very powerful mechanic, and it is good that he has it because this meta, it truly needs it in terms of getting rid of those characters probably. But what I'll say is, it is the only mechanic you can't really interact with. You can't cover, you can't do anything. It's the only one. Now, paralysis, feint, yeah, but you had at least the option to do some things before. Maybe feint, not as much, but no switch is the one that truly feels bad, because it actually, even like with feint, if they hit you, you can switch out, you know, like you have no leverage with no switch. That is why, to me, it's the only one I truly hate the absolute most. So Vegeta is a character that truly is not good. He's very old, but with the status bump, getting the new stats plus getting the Zenkai ability. I did a video, I'll say this, I did a video with Red Cell recently. If you haven't been checking out the videos lately, I've been doing a lot of fun ones. Check them out. Red Cell Zenkai, character that nobody gave love to, was very bad. But what I'll tell you is, characters that have those Zenkai stats and the damn Zenkai ability, especially at 7, 14 stars, whatever the number is, high star levels, they will shred 90% of the game. It doesn't matter what their kits are. It's because the stat power creep is so high. That's how characters like Blue Piccolo could look extremely good, even though the only thing he truly had that was really good, if I remember correctly, was the neutrality with his Zenkai. But the stats are through the freaking roof. That's why they're producing these watered down Zenkais that are not truly all that good, like Kale, who I don't think is as bad as people give her credit for, but they've been dropping a lot of characters like that. But it's because the stats are through the roof that these characters can rip your opponents to pieces, especially if they can't compete star-wise, right? So Vegeta's going to be one of those characters. He probably won't get a ton of buffs because just like Fusion Zamasu, he's got some stuff that ages well. He has +2 draw levels here. He gets the ultimate and key. I mean, really, this is like still really good as a main ability, getting the key and the draw levels. Given that his kit is designed around using cards and getting buffs, that is perfect. If they gave him like 20% extra damage and extended this to like 15 counts, this would be like one of the best main abilities probably in the game, especially for bursting down the opponent. So we look at the first unique ability, +20% damage against God Key, obviously good. Falling effects occur every time he uses a strike or blast. He gets 10% damage for himself and allies. Vegeta Clan also has, obviously, and God Key. Imagine using him on God Key with the freaking tag Goku Vegeta. But they picked up the tag Goku Vegeta and Trunks on this team as well. So yeah, support ability. And then he gives himself another 15% damage. So really, if he's using cards, this is why I said he's built around that. If he's using cards, his damage output will snowball heavily. And then he also even reduces his card cost. So if they gave him like the ability to get any key back, you know how characters like are getting like 3 or 5 key back when they use cards. If they give him something like that, he's actually bordering on broken. You don't even need to extend these buffs too much longer than 10. If they want to, that's crazy. But because they just stack a lot more. But like, that's a crazy ability to think about how this could really snowball. Again, these numbers aren't very high, but you've got to think about it, especially post main ability, how he could really snowball. And if he has any other draw speed built into his kit, oh my goodness. All right, applies the falling effects itself every time the enemy takes a hit. He shortens his own sub count, and then he also gets damage cut. So that's it's kind of is what it is. But he also picks up sustained damage cut upgrade, so he hits through those. So pretty powerful effect. Now, the other things that he's missing in his kit is more natural, like when he enters the battlefield, get 20% damage and 30% cut, which I think they probably do something around those numbers just because of this ability here. Maybe 50 and 30 is pushing it, I don't know, but they typically give characters between 50 to 70% damage and 20 to 40% cut. We'll see what they do for him, but he's missing that. He's also missing that when entering the battlefield, get key type of effect that they typically give your average damage dealer. So he's going to pick up something like that. And again, more cut just that he's going to naturally have because he only has it really for covering, because the way that he's designed is he takes the sub count down whenever allies are hit. He gets extra cut until the enemy's combo is over. It's basically a cover change ability. It's not, but that's basically the way it's designed to be used. But you can use it outside of that. That's why it's not listed directly as such. So he's missing those abilities. They're going to add that. His blue card does do major impact. This will probably go up with modifier to hit harder. Gives him 15% damage. I don't think this will go, or debuff, excuse me, of 15%. I don't think it'll change much, but it might go to 20. His green here restores his health and gives more blue and ultimate damage. This cannot be canceled, but can be stacked. By the way, imagine if on entry he gets a green card once or twice. Do you see how this character can truly snowball? What's going to happen is they're going to pop that main with a full hand coming off a switch or something, and it's going to be deadly. He's going to enter the battlefield off a blast cover or a blast start or whatever, pop that main ability, get a full-fledged combo going. If this dude picks up something like nullify special cover changes, oh boy, you're done. You are done, because he really doesn't have to care anymore. Like, he doesn't have that in his kit. He also doesn't have nullify endurance. He's definitely getting nullify endurance on the ultimate. Like, you really don't have to worry about anything. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about like the power of characters and the way they don't really truly need to add much, because I could say like 6-7 things they could add to this kit and make him broken, but they ain't doing it. I mean, maybe. Even has a key up blast art card for whatever reason. So yeah, key and then the screen card. If he picked that up just spontaneously, that'd be crazy. And then he also does have the extra damage here on the ultimate. This is probably going up to 50%. They're going to make this like maybe even 70%. Just, you know what they might do is 50 and then 20 in the main ability just to kind of make up the difference. But it'll probably be designed to be a one-hit kill. But the thing is with him is, like I keep saying, he's designed to snowball. And his team was designed this way. They kind of got away from it a little bit, but they're still kind of designed that way, where you want to have all those passive supports among the team that this guy's like providing and other characters will be providing. So I think Vegeta Clan will be shooting up a lot. But God Key is where the problem is, because they're picking up this guy Zenkai. They're picking up Beerus. They've got the tag Goku Vegeta, let alone the leader slot lets you run Ultra Gogeta on this team if you want to. Right? You know, like God Key is gaining some love with this patch. They still probably could use a couple other pieces to go back to being the best team in the game, but they're getting some love with this overall. So let me know what you guys think about not only this, but the Zenkai or the Beerus coming out as well alongside Zenkai Vegeta. Are you excited? Are you scared? Are you going to be going day one for the summons? Let me know what you guys think overall. Have an awesome day, and I'll see all of you guys next time. Peace out, everybody.